Good morning, I'm Dina Blizzard, and you're watching One Funny Morning. Welcome to One Funny Morning Show.
From Monday to Friday.
And sometimes on Saturday.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Carmen.
Cortez.
Good morning, everybody.
What's outside your weather door?
Good morning. Uppie, everybody.
Hello there, my name is Tracy Crawford. I'm from the great state of Montana, where it's very cold right now. Beautiful mountains, beautiful scenery, and I just love it here. And I have to say that I am so in love with One Funny Mother and the cult. I love to see how many blueberries Dina can shove in her mouth, the pellets, and the poop in a cone. And no matter how bad of a day I'm having, watching her show always turns it around and makes me laugh and have a better day. So I'm here to introduce to you the beautiful and amazing Miss Dina Blizzard.
What? Tracy Crawford. Boom. Coming in with an excellent intro this morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so tired. All right, everybody. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. In fact, I have every intention of doing the show and then going right back to bed. I don't know if anybody else from the trip. Yo, farter. Lulu. Lulu, good morning, YouTubers. Hey, Kimberly. No. Really?
Yeah. For no reason. You didn't see the thing?
Oh, I saw that flickering. Yeah, the power went out last night here. I should have done it from bed. You're right, Mia. Good morning. An actual decent time, Athena said, because Athena's still on New York time and not on California. She's like 8:30. It's like sleeping in. It's really 8:45, Athena.
She moved into me.
I am not in New York City, Sophia. I am back at home. Good morning, 31 Grammy. We went to the show, which, by the way, Brooke, how much did you love 6?
I loved it.
It was so good. Oh, my daughter missed her first class today, Anne Marie. So we went to see 6 yesterday. And if you want to be in a room with the most powerful female voices, it was like one after another. So good. I love you. Fun. The birthday boy is sleeping. Brooke's violin playing was beautiful. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It was so good. I don't even know where to start. So many good things. Definitely not like what I would call the average Broadway show. There were so many people who this was their first Broadway show. And in a lot of ways, I was like, this is an excellent first Broadway show. But in other ways, I was like, I feel like if anyone's still in New York and you can get to that ticket booth, Athena, I don't know how long you and Sergio are there, but underneath those stairs that were in Times Square, there's a ticket booth. And if you stand there, sometimes you can get tickets for as little as $29 and you can go to any of the shows. If you get a chance, because it was so good, but again, probably really different than a lot of the other shows. I mean, it definitely had a story in it. It was so good. And it was 6 female leads. It's the 6 wives of Henry VIII. That is what 6 is about. And just perfection. Perfection. It was so good. The whole thing. I can't. It was so good. But then trying to get out of New York, I'm sure everybody feels the same way. There were so many people. I will say, I feel like this was one of the hardest trips because it's the first time that we went somewhere where there was like an event that everyone was taking part in. And that event is the holidays. I didn't think it would be as packed. Oh, you're right. It's probably dark today. Yeah, you're right. It was so many people. So many people. To the point where like there were times I had 60 people following me, 8 people following me, then 15 people following me. And I was just like, you could barely keep one person. Katie, it was a lot. And here's what I want to say is that we were literally in the Mecca of New York. If you went 4 blocks in either direction, it would have been a completely different experience. So for those people that were there for the first time, I mean, you definitely saw it never sleeps. Were these people you knew following? Yes, Katie, it was just trying to get everybody from one location to the next. It just was so crazy, so amazing. Friday night's event was amazing. I'm sure you might have heard by now, but Robert topped off the night with a proposal to Wendy, which I'll be posting later. It was the greatest thing ever. I don't even know where it started, Thina. Yeah. Our motto, no one left behind, failed miserably. Yeah. If you didn't keep track, we had like glow lights. We had Tanya in a green coat. I think Heather was in a pink one. I was like, good luck. You have the address. It was so crazy. So whenever we finally got to a destination, we were just like, oh, thank goodness. So beautiful. Yeah. Eventually everyone was found. Okay. But it was literally from like one thing to the next thing I don't think I'm doing it justice. And then, I mean, honestly, I feel like, and peppered into all of these, the Rockettes, backstage at the Rockettes, and peppered in between was Joey Joe dancing. And it was heaven. And his costume changes. No, we never left Joey Joe. In fact, Joey Joe is now considered just the caboose of the trip. He's just in the back, and he's the only one I could see. And I was like, is anyone behind you? He was like, no, I'm the back. So he has to be on every trip. So I'm at the front, and I can see him in the back. And it was crazy. Yeah. No, Rhonda, we didn't put, yeah. Now I'm picturing some poor lost lady from Minnesota wandering around in a wilted Santa hat. A lot of Santa hats were stolen. So we had Santa. Where's my? Let me show you the hat. You'll see why it was stolen. Hold on. Stay there. Hold on. Hold on. So many bags. Oh, here it is. All right. These were the official hats of the trip. And I think you'll see why it was stolen so many times. Chris's got stolen. It says Dirty Elf. Can you see it? Chris's was stolen at the Rockette show. She put her coat down on her chair. Tracy did a great job. My walker is great. I stuffed everything in the bench and the pouch at the front. I lost nothing. Chris put her coat and her hat down. And she went to go check, I think, on my mom for like 2 seconds. There was a couple of rows up. Came back. I was gone. They definitely knew us wherever we went. Joey Joe brought his vase with him. Yeah. I wanted to see my cousin. It didn't fall once. Alexis did a great job. A lot of people had like met friends in the city or cousins, family. So there were people bebopping in. It was so crazy. Diana fell. The whole thing. She got the bad leg. I'm sure that I will speak more eloquently about this trip once I've had some sleep. Between the hats and the shirts, everyone was talking about us and staring at us. Tracy's not wrong. Good morning. I was jealous about your weekend. Jurgen, you don't know how many times on this trip something real trashy would happen. And we go, so sophisticated. Oh, really? Jim Wagner coming in with us. She fell? Jim Wagner. Look at acting like he don't know. Jim Wagner. Now, do I want to throw Jim Wagner under the bus this morning? Yeah. So, we all know Jim Wagner is America's husband. Okay? We've all accepted that. He is the official husband of One Funny Mother. Nice fella up until Friday. He cracked me up when the bartender said, come back for a nightcap and bring the bunny. See, that's the only, they loved us at that place, at Connolly's. We had a bunny and a leg from A Christmas Story. So there was costume. You don't even know. There's so many. And most of this won't make any sense. At some point, for some reason, Jim Wagner gets down on one knee for who knows what reason. So his back leg is out. And Diana heard jingle bells. She got up because she brought a bell with her on this trip. And that's the reason why bells will now be not allowed on any trip. Hey, Wim. I don't know when we're going to make our trip to Belgium, but it's coming. Melanie was in the bunny costume. And so these two things came together where Jim Wagner, for whatever reason, decided to kneel down with his back leg out. Diana heard jingle bells, decided she had to do a jingle bell solo, grabbed the bell, started ringing it, went down hard after tripping over Jim Wagner's leg. Jim Wagner, he's over here like, what happened? Acting like he don't know. She fell. I think Sergio gently cradled my mom in his arms and she fell in love with Sergio's eyes. I think she might have done it on purpose because the amount of men that came, now that I think about it, maybe this whole thing was a hoax because she stayed in Sergio's arms for an uncomfortable amount of time. Now that I think about it, maybe it's just a ploy the whole time. Maybe it wasn't Jim Wagner's. No, it's still Jim's fault. But she was like, this is my opportunity and Sergio's right here and he'll cradle me. I don't know. All the men, Sharon, maybe this wasn't Jim. She was like, I see Jim Wagner's leg on the ground. This is my time to throw myself gently to the ground. And ironically, nobody had video of it. I think there was some kind of shade. I was singing a song, so I missed it. But I do have video, our faces, the moment she fell. And Dean was like, Grandmom just fell. She needs more honeys for her honey door. Jim's like, I was framed. The Grinch costume was Shane. Yeah, the Christmas carols came to a halt. Dina yelled, "Get off the floor, old lady," while her leg was all twisted up. Yeah, it was a shim sham. Katie, I knew it was a shim sham. Dean's commentary. So Dean was he singing Christmas songs? I don't think so. Dean ruined most of the Christmas carols. I think he cursed during the Christmas carols. You know that song, "What Child Is This?" Ruined it. He turned it into a rap song. This was out after a number of drinks for me and everyone there. Dean doesn't really drink, so it's just us. Yeah, he changed all the words. Julie Cooley knows. Dean seemed surprised by the Christmas carols. Did he, Carrie? Because we practiced them, we rehearsed them, and even in the rehearsal, he refused to read the words. I was like, you're leading these songs. You might want to go over them. And he said no. And now I know why. Because in the rehearsal that was here, he was doing them in like a weird accent. And I was like, you can't do this during the show. He's like, I'm not gonna. And he didn't. He just did them in his regular voice and ruined them. He was like, these songs are so depressing. He did. And then he turned them into what? You guys know What Child Is This? It's a beautiful, reverent song. Where they're like, what child is this on the floor? And that's how he did it. Like all the time. Who left their baby here? Like that, but in a rap. That is what happens after you've been drinking for free for 3 hours. He's not wrong. Let me tell you, if you have been on the fence about one of these trips, I'm going to tell you something right now. If nothing else, do it for the hat and the food. So the first hour of our dinner on Friday was a happy hour. Hors d'oeuvres and drinks. Now, Wendy, she'll come to the table. She'll be like, here are the venues I got. Here are the menus I got. What do we want to do? Di's fine. It was a hoax. They open up the appetizers. And I'm telling you, it was the greatest happy hour food you've ever seen. Jean knows. I was like, this is an awesome party. And there was a chocolate fountain and unfiltered Kathy might have licked it. It was at the end of the party. It wasn't at the beginning. We wouldn't let her do it at the beginning of the party. It was at the end. It just, it was so good. Connolly's has amazing food. I eat there all the time. So good. So good. So we're like, Bryn, come just for the food. The food is so good. The Rockettes were so good. It was amazing. There was snowing inside. There were like 150 Santas. There were drones. It just, you're like, I'm sitting next to Kathy. I was like, it's snowing in here. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, Kathy, it's snowing. She was like, all right. I was like, I'm not lying. It's snowing. So funny. Yeah, Jean is like, Connolly's is my go-to restaurant when seeing a show. So last night, so we get finished. The Museum of Broadway. It was snowing inside, Katie. Yes. And there were bird fairy drones. You have to see the Rockettes at least once in your life. Oh, it was so good, Tracy. The food was so good. Everybody's costumes were so good. Kathy made the March of the Toy Soldiers costume out of just stuff around her house. It was amazing. The costumes were amazing. And we looked like crazy people because we had to walk right through Times Square. And it rained. It rained. And I was like, oh my gosh, why does it rain? Did it rain in Philly? Gosh, it just rains. And somebody was like, Dina, you've got to start making One Funny Mother umbrellas. And then they were like, and as soon as you make a One Funny Mother umbrella, it will never rain on a trip. And I was like, you are not wrong. Because that's how, yeah. Did it rain or pour? Yes. We decided to go to church at St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was beautiful. But yeah. Soaking wet. I have a North Face jacket that I love. Super warm, real lightweight. Love it. So I was like, is that waterproof? I was like, I think so. No, it's not. It's not. I don't think that they even try to pretend they are. Should have put the poncho on. Nancy was like, you want my poncho? I was like, Nancy, I'm fine. And then I was like, Nancy, why didn't you give me your poncho? I really felt some kind of way about Nancy. If I say no to a poncho, put a poncho on me. That's what I'm trying to say. Soaking wet. Barely hear the priest, Alexis. And it's so funny, Alexis, because my mom said, so we went to the 9 o'clock mass. There was a 10 o'clock mass. My mom said when we were getting ready to go, my mom likes to fake everybody out with going to the bathroom. Please don't get me started on my mom in the bathroom. Waiting for Di to go to this store. I don't know. But they started putting up. Yeah, Jane. My voice has got deeper and deeper. I was like Barry White last night. I was like, welcome to One Funny Mother, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's so deep right now. I don't think I can travel anymore. I think if anybody wants to see me, they have to come to my house. The next trip's on my front lawn. Apparently, Alexis, they were putting up screens for the 10 o'clock mass. They were like, oh, we should get it so people could hear. And like extra speakers. The 9 o'clock mass, they were like, no. Diane told me about her not wanting to go to mass before 6. Yeah, no, she didn't want to go, but it was her idea. It's like voila, cooking with Di, and then she shows up and she doesn't cook. We're like, go. How about this is part of the trip is called Go to Mass with Diana. She's like, I don't think I'm going to go. I'm like, well, everyone's going because of you. This was your idea, so we did that. Yeah. Archbishop Dolan celebrated the next. Oh, that's why they were like, they got to hear him. Yeah. Oh, 10 o'clock mass is being live streamed with the choir. How do you guys know all this? We saw some of the 10 o'clock mass. So nice. Yeah, no, it was just the whole thing. It's coming back to me. Parts of the trip. I'm like, oh, remember that? I remember that. I don't remember a lot. I might have had some bourbon. Carrie, the hotel was very funny because, listen, parts of it, you can't even blame the hotel because it's just New York. But the construction that was happening across the street, from everything, because you're like in Times Square. There was a jackhammer that I believe the guy clocked in at 1 a.m. and he did at least a 3-hour shift till 4 a.m. right outside my window. I think if there was a balcony outside my window, he was on my balcony, jackhammering. And so there was a lot of like twisted stuff with the hotel, but every single person said, and Leslie made friends with pretty much everybody at the hotel. She's like, oh, that's Bob. Yeah, tell Bob, he'll fix it. Like she knew everybody at the hotel. She knew everybody out on the street. We're like, Leslie, could you get the concierge to fix Judy's room? it's still going strong right now, said Athena. She's like, he's outside. It's Joe with the jackhammer. But they were the security guard does a nice club music show around 2 in the morning. No coffee. Mooney, your name did come up. We were waiting for Diana most of the trip. And we're like, remember when we all waited for Mooney? We're like, yep, we do. Diana was almost left here, speaking of Home Alone scenes. So we had 2 cars going to New York. Chris had a car and I had a car. And we locked up the house. We get in the driveway and Chris is loading up. And Chris's car has she like a limousine. She got the dark windows in the back. I said, is Diana in the back seat? She was like, what? I go, Diana's in your back seat? She's like, no. I said, she got to be in your back seat. She's not out here. She goes, there's nobody in my back seat. I said, where's Diana? This is before we left, before we got anywhere. She goes, I don't know. I thought you had her. I said, I thought you had her. And then we all looked at the house that I had just set the alarm on. I was like, is she in my house? I think she might be. I was like, Dean, go get grandma. So she did. It almost turned into Home Alone with Diana. Yes. So Dean was having a hard time with water in his room, him and Brooke. And he was like, we're turning the water on and no water's coming out. And then we were all in the lobby. We're in the lobby. And I started to trying to make, because we had 4 groups. I was trying to take the shortcut to go through these 2 couches. And they were like, don't do that. And I was like, what? They were like, look above your head. They were like, they just marked this whole section off. I go, why? Oh, Athena, I can't even do it. I look up and there's a bubble in the ceiling. You know how sometimes it looks like the paint has a bubble in the ceiling? I said, what's that? So it's filled with water. Dean's like, I think it's from my room. Because I turned the water on. Alexis still hasn't popped. And no water came out. I think I came down here to the lobby. It's just so funny. But everybody said, no matter what their problem was, if they went to the front desk, we're going to fix it. We'll take care of it. And I guess they did. But it was so funny. Yeah, exactly, Alexis. Yeah. We're going to pop it before we leave, said Joe and Joe. I don't think so, Nicole. No, all I know is Duty Judy changed room 3 times, and she was in the executive suite by the time we left. But Duty Judy's so easygoing. So, yeah, no, listen, it was, as far as I heard, everybody had a great time. I don't think that there was any big issues other than even so we were if Times Square is here, our street, we're I don't know, maybe 50 steps to Times Square. We're super close. And so as we would get close to Times Square, I'd just yell back, we're going in. Good luck. I'll see you on the other side. Because you had to cross over Broadway to get to places we were going. And it was just good luck to you. I was like, hold your breath. We're going in. It just, yeah. Yeah, no, it was, we lost power in our room twice last night. Yeah, we lost power here. I don't know. Maybe the whole East Coast grid. Yeah, we got there Friday. So we were there Friday night, Saturday night. And then we were in various shades of checking out on Sunday. Just pull in my driveway? It looks like they did. What's happening? I swear someone just pulled in my driveway, which is odd for 9:16 in the morning. Sarah, you had a good time. Almost from my central air. Yeah, it is. Amazon. Please don't ring the bell. Hide. I popped a screwdriver in the ceiling to pop and drain the bubble. No, don't ever do that. No, the dogs have to see what's happening. They don't see anything. They're all sleeping. So anyway, so it was great. It was maybe somebody in the group followed you. I walked around saying beep beep, coming through with my walker to everyone walking around me. Robert was behind me the entire time. That's perfect. Dean did get some underwears. So last night I said to Dean, we all came home. I had ordered some food. I was like, Wendy, here's a stromboli. Here's your dinner. Chris, here's some stromboli. Here's your dinner. Everybody took off. I had pizza. I ordered a pizza turnover, a calzone. And we just sat here and watched the Eagles game. Everybody was, we were so tired. And then it was so funny because we ate and we watched the game. And I started shutting down. I was like, I'm gonna give these dogs medicine, I'm gonna let them outside, and put the alarm on. I said to the kids, I said, I'm going to bed. Does anybody need anything from me before I go to bed? They were like, nope. And Brooke's like, do you think I can practice piano a little bit? I have my piano exam coming up. I said, yeah, Bertie, you could practice. And I turned to look at the time. And I was about to say, you can practice up till 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to bed. I look at the clock. You can practice still. And I go, it's only 7:45. She's like, yeah, I was wondering why you're going to bed. I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed right now. I had no idea it was still the 7 o'clock hour. But I was done. And I started taking medicine for whatever stupid cough I have. I must have coughed into the back of Angie's head for like a half an hour. People at church, people were just sending down cough drops. And I was like, I already have one in my mouth. They were like, put another one in your mouth. I had like 7 cough drops in my mouth. I just couldn't stop. It was too much. Yeah, no, we were pretty tired. So anybody that was on the trip, if you wouldn't mind posting your pictures up, that would be lovely. Steph's going to start grabbing some of those so we can make a little video so everybody can kind of see. I know, Julie. It was a lot. How many cough drops can you do in your mouth? A lot. But it was great. And it was nice at different times to be able to bebop and, talk to different people. We probably had maybe 10 new people for the trip this time, which was really lovely. And there were so many people on the trip that had said, like myself, that perhaps they are in a transitional point in their life. It says Dirty Elf. My hat says Dirty Elf. Maybe a transitional point in life, or, trying to figure out themselves, and decided to make this trip kind of the launch of their new adventures. And lots of different reasons for it. And so it was really lovely. And I think it's really just it's really great. We had so many people that came by themselves. Lots of people. This is the most amount of sisters. We had 4 sets of sisters on this trip. And we had, I think, 3 or 4 sets of moms and daughters on the trip. But it was lovely. I think that a lot of us, have made some friends here, and some people have made friends, but maybe you never met their faces yet. So for a lot of people, it was great to kind of, meet people face to face. And yeah, I always buy a solo ticket, but it never feels like I go by myself, said Carrie. Yeah. Yeah, we had a new husband and wife couple, the Barnacles. Is that how you say? I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but they were so great, and they got to sit. Brooke and Dean loved them. They were sitting across from them at one of our dinners, and they were so funny. It was. We had a lot of new people, and it just seemed like everybody made some great friends, and so it was good. But just trying to get through Times Square. I got a Times Square picture on our way to church where we're soaking wet. I'm sure it's going to look real different than any of the other group pictures we did. I know. It was funny. So it was good, but I'm going to try to work on the video today in between sleeping. But it was good. It was good. It's a little bit of a blur. Went on the trip because I didn't need to travel and book a room in a hotel. Living in Brooklyn made the trip easy. I'm kind of planning going more if I can find a travel buddy near me. Oh, that'll be nice. I still have to watch some replays. All right, Joanne. Well, we're glad you're here. And Cooley, is Nick watching this morning? He might have gotten on the bus already. Andrea, we made a video for Andrea. So Andrea still, I don't think, has been to the Broadway Museum. But Andrea wasn't able to make our trip at the last minute. So we took a video and sent it to her. And it was great. Andrea, you would have loved it. And Andrea, even more impressed. I was even more impressed because we were on. So they just opened this Museum of Broadway, and it's beautiful. Just talked about the shows and the history, and apparently Broadway, as we know it, the district, used to be located down in the financial district, actually, which I didn't know. And then he almost missed the bus. Okay. Well, he finally slept in his bed. Good. And they eventually moved it midtown to Midtown, because the real estate was cheaper. This was a long time ago. But it was just super interesting. But Andrea, the people that worked at the Broadway Museum, I was like, Andrea could work here. She'd be so good here. Because as we were wandering around, like there were some shows that we knew, that had been around forever. West Side Story, Oklahoma, Mame. Like they had the history of all the shows. They had some of the costumes. They had the drawings from the original drawings from the originals. They had some drawings of like remakes that were done. And we turned the corner. And somehow Dean and I, by ourselves, ended up, I don't know if you've heard of it, Andrea, in a display. And the name of the show is called Company. Do you know it, Andrea? And it had these little vignette rooms. And I didn't know I was like, I don't know what this is. The kid that worked that section was so good and gave us the whole history of this show called Company, which apparently, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea, was written about a man when it originally came out who turns 35, and he is having like a midlife crisis about he's never been married, he's never had lots of kids. And so, but it definitely didn't follow, like there was no like through line or storyline or an arc like most shows have. It was these small vignette stories, almost like little essays or scenes, and the audiences were left confused. They were just like, this doesn't seem, because was it Sondheim that wrote it, I think? Well, they just did a remake of it. And in the remake, they changed the Bobby was, Bobby was the character's name. And they turned Bobby with an IE into a woman who turns 35 because, in this generation, it's us who feel 35 coming more than a man would. It is Sondheim. And so they remade it from a woman's perspective. And so it was part of the thing. And then, of course, The Wizard of Oz, The Wiz. I don't know if it's happening. I don't know if The Wiz is happening now or if it's coming up. I'm sure Andrea would know. But either way, there's 3 levels of the museum. And no matter where you are, on each of those levels, there were, these young people that were kind of working it. And they were so knowledgeable. In fact, the remake was Patti LuPone. In fact, our guy was saying that today or yesterday was the final performance of those 6 queens in 6. It's coming in the spring with Wayne Brady. Really interesting. Mm-hmm. And so it was just interesting to watch the show yesterday with these 6 girls, 6 women. And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but like all of them were just kind of taken in this moment. Like, this is it. I don't know if they now go to tour with the show, but like, this is the last time each of them was playing that role on Broadway. The Wiz is doing the spring. Yeah. And they were all just so powerful and so good. So it was great. It was a really lovely museum. And the show, we got it. So Wendy was there giving out our tickets, and then we had to get in line, and it started, I think we were on 47th Street to get in. And they were like, we'll just go to the back of the line. The back of the line almost went all the way around the block. It moved pretty fast, but it was, there was so many people. I think that the Rockettes, Radio City holds 5,000 people, and every show was sold out. And so trying to get out, it was just like dumping 5,000 people. Yeah. Everywhere you went, there was 5,000 people. It was everywhere. So then we went to 6, and we're in the mezzanine. I think now this theater is not that big of a theater where we went. It's the Lena Horne Theater. And I believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea, I believe the Lena Horne Theater is the first theater is named after an African-American woman, which is like a big deal. And that happened in the last few years, I feel like. But anyway, it's not that big of a theater. So even when we were booking those tickets, Wendy was like, we have to lock these tickets in first because it's a small theater and there's a lot of us. So we get into our section and we probably took up, 4 rows across. And the row in front of us was empty for a long time. So I was standing in that row trying to get a picture, right? Well, this mom shows up with these 3 girls, and the girls got tiaras on, and they got the fans that says "Queen, please." The birthday girl, Sasha, was her name Sasha? So she come now. We're all sitting there, and she got these 3 girls. They were probably 9, 10. And the mom's trying to get them all situated. And so we're watching her, there's lovely kids. And they got tiaras on. I was like, why don't we get tiaras? And then she said, it's my daughter's birthday and this is her favorite show. So we decided to come to see the show. So it was like, great. So I'm trying to get this picture. And Sasha was like, am I going to be in the picture? I was like, Sasha, of course you are, girl. We're here for your party. And then somebody started singing happy birthday to Sasha. And next thing you know, the entire section is singing happy birthday. She was like, what's happening? It was so funny. So we sang happy birthday to Sasha. I was like, Sasha, your mom invited us all. She was like, she did. No, but yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it was lovely. So we got half the theater to sing happy birthday to this kid. It was so funny. So Lisa said that she was turning 11. That's close. So yeah, we had we had a lovely time. As far as I can remember. It was a long time ago, you guys. How many people went on the trip? So there's always more on Friday because we had some Friday people that came to the show. So I think I don't know if Wendy's here. I feel like there were 80 of us on Friday. And then maybe 70 for the rest of the trip. I'm not sure. But it was a nice amount. I mean, we were busting the seams wherever we went. And so it's always, when we book the trip, we don't know how many people are going to show up. And so, we try to get into like the smallest space we can. So it's 75 and 60. There we go. But Wendy was just like, no more people. There's no more people are coming. And I was like, what if we she's like, no more people. Hold on one second. I got to take a call. It's Brooke Blizzard. Hello. Hey, I'm doing the morning show. Are you there now? Is the lady okay? Huh? So she didn't hit you and you didn't hit her. You just noticed. So maybe she pulled over because she knew. Okay. All right. All right. Well, so the police are there. Okay. All right. Well, you did a good thing. All right. You okay? Okay. All right. Take some deep breaths. If the police are there, then she's in good hands then. All right. All right. What time is your class? Okay. All right. All right. Well, call me after your class. All right. I love you. All right. Bye-bye. All right. Everything's fine. She was on her. Yeah, she's fine. She said that the lady stopped short and pulled over, and Brooke almost hit her because she stopped too fast. And then she put her head on the steering wheel, so Brooke knew something was wrong. And then Brooke went up to check on her and she had a heart attack. And somebody called the ambulance. So she, yeah, that's not. Somebody fell in the street yesterday when I went to grab dinner. And the bartender, I don't know, he just started saying, "Did you see the man in the street?" And then we turned over and people are literally pulling this man out of the street. I tell you, I know. It's always a little scary. It's always a little scary. Isn't it so crazy? Like I remember I watched a deer come out. It didn't even hit my car. Hit the person in front of me car. And that person was all shook up. But I pulled over because I saw it from far away. And by the time I got up to the car, she was just in shock, right? And she was fine, but you just get rattled. So, yeah. I've never seen so many sirens in a weekend. Yeah. It is. It's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So, but she'll be okay. I was saying yesterday we were coming back on the turnpike, and I was saying like this turnpike, New Jersey Turnpike, if you've never seen it, it's a monstrosity, and it runs from Delaware up through New York. It's one of our main thoroughfares, and lots of people take it. I used to take it all the time going to New York. And I would always have to remind myself, like, to me, this became my everyday street, right? The one that I take all the time. So I feel like when you're on these roads all the time, that you become used to them and you're like, this is just my road. But I'd have to remind myself, I'm like, this is a very dangerous road. People here are going really, really fast. And I remember driving to work, and I would leave at like 4:45 in the morning, have to be in New York at 7. And I saw like 3 car fires in one morning on the way to work. And you're just like, what is happening? So stay safe. I don't know. I feel like with the winter coming, like everybody's getting sick. There's a lot of car accidents. So just be safe out there, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, I'm glad she's okay. You just never know. You never know. Whenever your kids call you and you can just hear it in their voice and you're like, you okay? Like, I'm not okay. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Tell me what's happening. My grandpa was in an accident with his car and so many people drove right past him. It made me feel so mad. Finally, 4 wonderful guys helped him out of the car. It's so crazy to me. You're like, you got to go somewhere so important, this person. Yeah. Yeah. Driving in New York is crazy. It is not easy. Not easy. So anyway, I immediately get hysterical. It's terrible. No, I used to work on an ambulance. And I probably would freak out before, but no, I tend to stay real calm. Even like, I remember when Brooke cut her leg open and the neighbor called, she's like, you should probably come over. There's a very deep gash in her leg. And I said, okay. And I got there and she was having a popsicle and her leg was up and there was a little towel on it. And the mom is giving me the eye. She's like, so I'm going to show you this. And I was like, okay. We're doing mom eyes. And so she lifted it up and I saw a lot. And I'm not going to describe it, but enough to know we're going to need some stitches. Now, and so my face, she's like, are you ready? And I was like, I am. She's like, it's not that bad. But then she looked at me like, it's bad. And she lifted it up and I was like, okay. And, okay. I said, all right, Brooke, well, we're going to go. She's like, it's all better. I go, So close to being better. We're just going to make a real quick step. I was calm when Diana fell. She fine. Listen, here's what I tell people, because people are like, how come you didn't come running over? How come you didn't like, I'm like, I have EMT face. So my face will always be, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. This is my face. If you see my face go like that, now, just so you know, when Robert was like, I might have a ring in my pocket, my face was like, that will make my face do that. But if there's something real wrong with you, you might see my face go, all right, we're going to go. My eyes will get big. But you'll very rarely see. And I remember saying to somebody, if you ever see me running towards you, you're about to die. You're about to die. My face won't ever, unless you're about to die. Okay. Oh, you got this bump on your leg. You'll be fine. Get up. Yeah. I'll lose it after it's over. Exactly, Mary. And sometimes I might yell, get off the floor, old lady. And that is just to calm everybody down, Julie. That is how EMTs talk, and a lot of doctors and nurses. So, yeah. Check on me and yelled at any guy that walked past. Right, Andrea? Like, you don't see me changing this tire. Sometimes you have to yell, get off the floor, old lady. And that works, Julie. Just so you know. Nurse face. Panic doesn't help. That's what I mean. See, Judy and I. But if you ever see panic, you're about to meet Jesus. Do you understand? You don't want that. You don't want that. Horrible stories. Yep. Diana's fine, Carol. She faked it just so she can lay in Sergio's arms. That's what we figured out today. Total fake out. Nothing panics me, said Diana. EMT and 911 dispatcher, 29 years. Jeannie's like, I'm the one that panics. And it's so funny because panicky people, they gonna panic over everything. Even stuff, they're like, oh my God, did you see the cut on my finger? I'm like, there's nothing. There's nothing there. Yeah. For the laugh when you yelled out, she got the bad luck. No, you should have laughed because, yeah, she fell. Andrea, let me just tell you what happened, okay? We were singing Jingle Bells. She was not in the band. She was in the audience. But for whatever reason, because she brought a bell with her, she decided in the middle of Jingle Bells, she wanted a bell solo. So she picked up her bell, launched herself towards the bell, started ringing it, then saw that Jim's leg was out and Sergio was right past it, right there to catch her. So she trips over Jim's leg, goes down. The whole time ringing the bell. She went down ringing. Ringing the bell. I wish there was video. And I'm telling you, if one of the people got it on video, I will pay a lot of money for that video. Just to watch her just with the arm in the air, just her on the ground and just ringing the bell and screaming, Sergio, like that. That's how I think it went. A lot of answers I have to call them to make sure they're okay. Oh, yeah. Was Jim proposing to something? Nope. Jim just wanted to trip my mom. How did the bell get back? You took it from her. Oh, I that's right. I did. She was ringing that bell. She was ringing the bell earlier in the night, and I took it. I took it from her. I should have put it in my pocket. Yeah. It was bad. She did. She went down ringing, and then suddenly ended up in Sergio's arms, going, Sergio. Thank you. Jim did propose to Dean at some point. I got to be my dog falling down the stairs in our performing arts center last week. Well, Angela, I wish you were at the show. So, she's all about the attention and the honeys. So, yeah, she put it together. She was like, now, Jim, this is what I'm going to need you to do. During Jingle Bells. I think they had a whole cue. During Jingle Bells. Get on the floor. I would fake a fall for Sergio's eyes, just saying. I mean, listen, an elaborate scheme was put together. They were like, it was like a movie. They were like, listen, there's going to be a big party. Okay. Everyone will be so focused on the party, they won't even notice that Jim Wagner started to kneel down for no apparent reason whatsoever. And when Jingle Bell starts, that's the cue for everyone to get in position. I believe that this Zoom call happened, and all of it was laid out, unbeknownst to anybody at One Funny Mother, unbeknownst to Sharon. Sharon was an innocent bystander. So you never know. Anyway, well, more on our uncovering of this scandal. Operation Jingle Bell. Operation Jingle Bell. Listen, if this is the case, all the single ladies are going to try to get Jim Wagner to start kneeling down everywhere so they could just fall into the arms of an available man. They'll be like, Jim, I'm going to need you to come down to Atlanta. I'm going to need you to kneel down outside of this here business. Got some nice Jingle Fell. There it is, Jingle Fell. Yeah, she did. She took it to a new level, Athena. Very sophisticated. So anyway. All right, I'm going back to bed. When you see me tomorrow, I'll probably be in the same outfit because I'm going to sleep all day. And I want to thank everybody that came on the trip. And I'm going to try to get some videos up so you can kind of see all the fun we had. It was very exciting. Yeah, she was swooning. She was like, huh. She's like, and Sergio was like, are you okay? Do you want to get up? She's like, no, I'm not okay. And I don't want to get up. I think it's probably, Sergio, just best if I just lay here in your arms. Take your shirt off. And I think I should just, at least until Saturday, like that. And that's how I remember it. It is Ugly Monday, Jen. Thank you for telling me. Because I don't know what day it is. So I'll see our supporters tonight for Ugly Monday. And that's it, everybody. Like Judy says, I hope you get to do something nice for yourself or others today. Also, we are in desperate need of some morning show intros. So maybe you haven't done one yet. Maybe you've already done one. You want to try another one. Just please remember to shoot it this way. Landscape. Look, I got to get a new thing. Shoot it landscape. And send us a message. Something fun about your town. Maybe introduce us to your dog. Maybe you just renovated something in your house. Whatever. We don't discriminate, but you can upload them. Go to onefunnymother.com and go to community, and you'll find lots of things that you can take part in. But we do love seeing your shining faces in the morning and getting to know everybody. We love your creativity. So Steph needs some more videos because there's only one listed for today. I don't even know if we have one for tomorrow. So today's it. Get it done. And thanks for watching. So have a great day and a blessed day, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow morning. All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay. All right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out onefunnymotherstore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on